Welcome to episode 17 of Discovering Nagasaki from a Local. My name is Chad, and this is where you can experience everyday life in this scenic and fascinating part of Japan. So far, Kathy Garrett and Daniel Hazen were able to correctly answer last week's vlog questions. The first question was, how many seeds were on the seed chart that I showed you earlier? The answer is 38 seeds. The second question was, what was unique about the bathroom sign on the Pearl Queen? The answer is, the man and woman have flippers, like fish or mermaids. And now for today's kanji root crash course. Group D kanji roots include rice field, seedling, prosperity, fish, augment, reason, alms, bend, comrade, first in a line, report, country, single, and result. In today's vlog, I will show you how to cook a Japanese pork and vegetable soup called butajiru. I will also show you two famous bridges in Nagasaki. A small one, Nakaojo Bridge, and a large one, Nagami Bridge. Let's get started. Today I'll be cooking a common fall dish here in Japan called butajiru. I'll be making enough for 6 servings. It only takes about 20 minutes to make, and it's a healthy and hearty soup. The ingredients include buta niku, pork, tofu, konnyaku from konjac potatoes, agodashi, flying fish extract, gobo, or burdock, negi, green onions, ninjin, carrots, daikon, Japanese radish, jagaimo, potatoes, shoga, ginger, sato imo, country potatoes that need to be soaked in water after they're peeled. And of course, miso. Today's miso is homemade. It's rather easy to make miso. You need a large pot or pail, a heavy pickling or tsukimono weight, some kome koji, rice malt, daizu, soybeans, salt, water, in the case of this batch, 3 months of patience. Miso is used for many Japanese dishes, and butajiru is just one of them. To prepare the burdock, you need to scrape off the brown surface with a knife just like this. Then you need to cut the burdock into radial segments just like this. Next, you use a knife to slice off thin slices of burdock for the butajiru. Be careful not to cut off something important. You want to cut up all of your vegetables before you boil them, and here's an example of the segment sizes you should use. I've already boiled these vegetables for about 15 minutes. I put the sato imo segments into the boiling water last because they're quite soft to begin with. While these vegetables were boiling, I used a spoon and a sieve to add the miso to the broth. This is how you add the miso. You can use a fork to verify when the vegetables are soft enough to eat. Here you can see the burdock, potatoes, carrots, konnyaku, daikon, negi, and sato imo. Now I'll turn off the stove and add the other ingredients that don't require any boiling. I'll start with the negi and shoga. Then I'll add the tofu that I've cut up into small cubes. I cut the tofu on my hand and then put them on this cutting board. Now I'll mix up the soup ingredients with a wooden spoon. Then I'll use a ladle to transfer the soup to a large bowl. The jiru or broth has miso in it, so in this case I don't need to add any additional salt. You can add other seasoning such as pepper if you like. Voila! A healthy and delicious Japanese soup that's ready in no time. Try to make it for yourself, it's not that difficult. I'm now standing in front of Nagayo train station on the north side of Nagasaki City. This station is a short walk from Nakaojo Park, where you can find Nakaojo Bridge in this direction. 100 meters in front of Nagayo Station there is a bridge over the Nagayo River, which you can see here. I will cross this bridge and take you to the adjacent intersection. Actually, my wife and I lived in an apartment close to this bridge for a year just after we got married. In total, we lived in Nagayo for about 5 years. From this intersection, you can see the Nakaojo Bridge up ahead on the right. In Nakaojo Park, you can see a grass slide for children, a cultural center above this platform, a large gazebo, and the red Nakaojo Bridge in front. At the top of this hill is one of the entrances to Nakaojo Bridge. This bridge is 110 meters in length, 1.5 meters in width, and 26 meters in height. It's sometimes referred to as the Arrow Bridge. And here it is. I'll take you halfway down this bridge to show you the view. Nakaojo Park also has a flower deck at the top of a 297-step stairway, a cherry blossom garden, a pottery house, a spiral slide at the other end of this bridge, and a pedestrian monorail. And here is the view from the center of this bridge. You can see many of the buildings in Nagayo from here. Nagayo only has a population of about 44,000 people, so it has half the population of Omura, where I live now. There is no admission fee for this park, and it's a great place to take in the view. That is, if you're not afraid of heights. I am now in Tomachi, about a 15-minute drive southwest of Nagasaki Station. As I pan to the left, you can see the cars moving down below, along this access road to Tomachi Interchange. From here you can get a spectacular view of Nagasaki's Megami Bridge. Engraved on this bridge stone are the Japanese kanji for Megami Ohashi, which means female god, big bridge in English. From here you can see how large this suspension bridge is and how many large cables there are supporting it. Megami Bridge is the largest suspension bridge in Kyushu, and it was opened 15 years ago in December of 2005. Now I'll show you the view from the south side of this massive bridge. Megami Bridge is 880 meters long, and it supports 4 lanes of traffic, 2 lanes in each direction. The 2 pylons on this bridge are 170 meters tall, and the deck of this bridge is 65 meters above sea level. Megami Bridge allows tall sailing ships and large cruise ships to access Nagasaki Harbor. Below me is Tomachi IC parking lot, and on the right you can see part of Nagasaki's inlet. Ferries traveling in this direction take passengers to Gunkanjima, Iojima, and the 5 Goto Islands. The roadway sections of this bridge had to be hoisted from barges to the deck of this bridge with large cranes, one at a time, secured to cables and then bolted in place. The last roadway section to be hoisted and secured was the one at the very center of this bridge. It is truly an amazing feat of engineering. And now for this week's challenging questions. First, how many sliced vegetables were on the saucer I showed you when I was making butajiru? Second, how many cables are there on the Megami Suspension Bridge? 72, 88, or 104? Remember, I zoomed in to show you the cables on Megami Bridge. Multiply the number of those cables by 8 to get your answer. You can find a complete list of the contents of my vlog episodes on the Facebook link listed below. Remember to give this video a thumbs up before you leave today. Today's B-roll involved cooking, so in episode 18 my B-roll will involve baking. See you next week.